Welcome to Boost. This time we chill out in a Slovakian cryo tank and find out how Taekwondo is saving lives. We sip the health benefits of green tea and sample a slice of luxury pizza. But first, belly dancing, normally an exotic and mystical form of dance practiced in the Middle East, could become the latest exercise craze. The set of twins from the United States is right. Fina and Nina Bidasha, otherwise known as the Belly Twins, have been belly dancing since they were in high school. They began using their art as a form of exercise, encouraging women to control and move their stomach muscles.
The movements are natural and not jerky, and the movements flow along with your own body. They're very curve-like, they're very circular.
According to the sisters, belly dancing is a great workout and can help with weight loss.
We've got tons of email from people who said, I've lost 30 pounds or I've lost 20 pounds.
They encourage both young and old to shimmy their way into the bar, belly dance their way into fitness. There's new evidence that choosing the right brain-healthy foods may significantly reduce the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Researchers report in the Journal of the American Medical Association that the more people consume vitamin E in their diets, the lower their risk is for developing the progressive neurological disorder. Examples include fortified cereals, green leafy vegetables, seeds, and olive oil.
Those participants that were in the top fifth of intake for vitamin E had a 70% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared with those in the lowest fifth.
During the 4-year study, the eating habits of 815 dementia-free participants aged 65 and older were tracked. At the conclusion, 131 were diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. The study found that while a rich vitamin E diet helped the majority of seniors, the bad news is that genetics can cancel out the benefits of healthy eating.
We found that certain people who are predisposed to late-onset Alzheimer's disease because they have a certain genotype did not appear to be protected from their high intake of vitamin E from foods.
An estimated 35 million people, or 13% of the total population of the United States, are now aged 65 and older. Each year, almost 45,000 of them die from Alzheimer's disease.
You're going to town. You gotta do the heart. Do the heart in the middle. Put the pink in the heart. You might want to fill it up a little bit more. You gotta raise it.
Forget the sauna, steam room, or a week-long rest on a tropical island. According to health experts in Slovakia, taking a dip in freezing cold is the best way to de-stress and detox. At a health spa in Poprad, customers are literally chilling out in temperatures well below freezing. Cryotherapy is the latest in detox, relaxation, and anti-aging therapy. I hope this treatment will help me to feel better, mentally and physically. It might be relaxing. I'm not afraid. On the contrary, I'm looking forward to it. My friends tell me it's really cold inside the chamber. I hope we won't freeze. We'll see what our reaction is. More than 2,000 people have come here for the therapy since the spa opened in 2006. Clients sit in a chamber which is cooled using liquid nitrogen. To avoid frostbite, they're given leather clogs, gloves, and mouth and ear protection. But otherwise, they wear nothing but a bathing suit and socks. The term cryotherapy comes from the Greek cryo, meaning cold. A treatment based on the same principles is used in medical treatments across Europe and in the US to help destroy skin tumours. It has also been widely adopted by Eastern European athletes to help their muscles recover post-training. Here at the spa, patients report that the experience is invigorating and helps rejuvenate and revitalise the body. Experts here claim the treatment can help relieve symptoms of rheumatism, osteoporosis, multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue syndrome and depression. It's also thought to help get rid of cellulite. In addition to fighting infection, cryotherapy also helps neurological conditions such as multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's. Clients spend no more than 3 minutes in the chamber, which is at a temperature of minus 120 degrees Celsius. During treatment, the temperature of the skin drops to 12 degrees Celsius on average, although sometimes it can drop to as low as 5 degrees. Dr. Jan Marchenko is an independent doctor from Popgrad General Hospital.
Pacient musí byť samozrejme vyšetrený predtým, musí byť zobratá anamnéza všetkých ochorení.
It's very important that the patient passes the medical test before going for therapy. Patients with cardiovascular disease should not take this treatment, but otherwise the therapy is low risk.
Ostatní pacienti, tie rizika sú skutočne minimálne.
Clients must wear a special mask to cover the nose and mouth. They're also instructed to take very shallow breaths, as the dry air could damage the lungs. The core body temperature remains unchanged during the treatment. But according to the therapists, the cold causes the body to produce hormones that act as an immediate pain relief. After emerging from the chamber, patients are immediately taken to the gymnasium. Here, a qualified fitness instructor takes them through a 20-minute low-impact cardiovascular workout to encourage blood flow to the muscles and joints. Cryotherapy is not a new treatment. The ancient Egyptians were using cold therapies around about 2500 BC. But then the treatment was used mainly to stop bleeding, as well as to reduce swelling. I made sure I took really slow, shallow breaths as we were told to. I didn't have any problems, and I feel very good. The skin remains chilled for only 5 minutes, but the release of endorphins can have a lasting effect. Anecdotal evidence shows that pains and inflammation can remain suppressed for weeks. Coming up, the Taekwondo Lifeline. For most of the privileged world, learning martial arts is a great way of keeping fit and losing a few pounds. But one man in Kenya is using martial arts training as a way to get kids off the streets and give them a chance to make something better of their lives. The road to perfection is long and hard. For these young men, it starts at 4 in the morning every day. They're students at the George Taekwondo Academy in Kenya. All of them used to be street kids, as did the school's founding father, George Muro, until a stranger changed his life. Bernard Mathengi was the man who changed my life. He came to the street where I was hanging out and I made fun of him. So to teach me a lesson, he beat me up. I was very disturbed because I thought no one could beat me. That's what most thugs think. When I saw him again, he told me that he does Taekwondo and that he can teach me. George and his students all knew how to fight before, but there's a difference between street fighting and the martial art Taekwondo. It's a self-defense technique using bare hands and feet, but a fighter's most powerful weapon is his mind. I was just like them, but when I started Taekwondo, I really changed. My bad manners have gone, I've changed my lifestyle, and I have a future. Because Taekwondo teaches you discipline, and that's something you need in life. I think that it will help these children if they have the same experience. George started the school in 1996 with just one pupil. Now 21, Moses Maturi has put his past behind him, and he's the team captain. Before, all I used to do was sniff glue. I stole whatever I could, and things like that. George doesn't just coach them, he's become their family, with a little help from his wife. My wife is comfortable with my background and the issue of helping these kids. They come home, they watch Taekwondo films. They're free to say what they want because they know I'm like their father and she's their mother. They're just like my children. It's been a long time since I started taking care of them. So if this was not my calling, I would have left it a long time ago. There isn't enough room at home for them all, so he's rented 4 houses on the street where he lives, put up 25 boys. To raise money for their upkeep, he gives extra Taekwondo lessons in the little spare time he has. And he's also found donors, generous enough to help out.
We always agreed to help because we think it's a very important project, and I think he's one of the only people in Kenya that actually do something for these kids and actually take them into his own hands and maybe make some good citizens out of those guys.
When we see a child with a talent, we help him to develop it. When we see a child left in the streets by the mum, we take it. So at the end, we will never have any street boys.
We are having over 250,000 street children in the country. This is a big number. And we are not talking of children who are just out of school. They are on streets. Maybe 90% are already on drugs.
The new government solution is to round them all up and put them in social centres. But it won't be easy to institutionalise kids who are drug addicts and used to their independence. That's where George could be onto something. Their Taekwondo skills are unlikely to get them a job, but they do give them a discipline and strength of mind, enough to give up drugs and to change their lives. Today's recruitment round was fruitful. It looks as though George's school is about to have a few more students. I'm very happy with this Taekwondo, but I can't afford to pay for my training, so it would be good if they assisted me with that. Self-defense is very important. To be fit and to be able to save your backside if you're attacked by thugs. Today's training was the best. It's a really cool game, so I'd like them to come for training more often. What I want to do is to join them, to become a kung fu person. It takes extraordinary foresight to know that learning how to fight with discipline can make such a difference to young men who grew up fighting to survive. Taekwondo has given them a way out of the darkness that they once lived in. Who knows where it will take them in the future? Going for an ear clean may not be everyone's mode of relaxation. But in Japan, specialist ear cleaning parlours are doing increasingly swift business as stressed executives queue up to relive the comforting childhood experience. Koji Aizawa is a regular at the Yamamoto Mimikaki parlour in downtown Tokyo and always asks for Megumi, his favourite attendant. Megumi arrives swishing her light kimono on the traditional tatami, or straw mats, with a welcoming cup of warm green tea. He quietly slips his head onto her lap and she begins her work, scraping around with a thin bamboo spoon and cleaning out the earwax from his ears. This is just one of the many and growing number of ear cleaning parlours popping up around Tokyo these days. Normally a part of the services available at traditional hairdressers, these specialised shops have caught on with many stressed out Japanese businessmen. Yamamoto Mimikaki shop manager Koichi Kawasaki says an average of 30 to 40 people, mostly though not exclusively men of all ages, come to his parlour a day and pay 2,500 yen or $22 for a 30-minute session. Having my ears cleaned on someone's lap Reminds me of my childhood days, and it's very soul-soothing. I pay special attention to not hurting the customer's ears. 1 hour sessions include hand and feet massage, but most come for the nostalgia of the ear cleaning experience. Many Japanese people had their ears cleaned by their mother as children, so this is nostalgic for them, and it's stress relieving. We thought it was necessary these days. That is why we began the service. And for those who get the wrong idea, this parlour is strictly for business. No hanky-panky is allowed. Parlour's webpage has in bold red letters a warning sign that says this establishment is not an erotic parlour. Coming up, the ultimate gourmet pizza. It's an ambitious plan converting California's dedicated coffee drinkers to a 2,000-year-old Asian tradition. Tea Terrace is a new type of cafe, offering a wide variety of the herbal drink and all things made from it. Passers-by were keen to try this frothy green brew.
I don't know if this would beat coffee.
I'm not really a coffee drinker, but I like this. I'd have it again, especially when the weather gets colder.
The cafe is the brainchild of Hiroshi Maeda, who hopes to tap into the $18 billion a year coffee market, offering a greener and, he believes, healthier alternative.
I think people want more kind of a natural or healthy or kind of a healing type of it. So green tea is very good for that. Not strong like coffee, but very smooth and good for health.
Now Maeda has science behind him in his claim that drinking green tea is beneficial. A study led by Dr. Zhou Fengshang at the University of California found that those who drank green tea regularly had a 48% reduction in stomach cancer and a 51% reduction in chronic gastritis.
Green tea not only can reduce the cancer, but also it's good for a lot of other diseases. For example, the heart disease. Green tea actually can be kind of reduce the cholesterol and reduce the hypertension.
The list of benefits goes on, according to Zhang. Green tea also contains high doses of vitamin C and E and aids digestion. That's good news for Maeda's Tea Terrace, and he hopes that as word of his ancient tradition spreads, then so will his business. If you're hanging out for a decadent treat, an upscale New York City pizzeria claims to offer the world's most expensive pizza, topped with caviar, lobster, and a price tag of $1,000 US. The pizza was the creation of restaurant owner Nino Salimaj, who says he researched the ingredients for over a year to find the right combination.
Start with this beautiful pizza. This is a lobster tail. He pre-sliced it. He shouldn't, but this is the last one we have. Okay, so you pre-slice it, and we have 4 different caviars, 2 ounces, my cost, okay? 173. 2 ounces, not pounds. Advantage is 140, 2 ounces, and this is the most, the most beautiful one, Imperial. This is 280, 2 ounces. $280.
The ingredients include 4 different types of caviar, along with sliced lobster tail and a creme fraiche base topped with chives. It's divided into 4 slices, each slice featuring a different type of caviar. 1 slice alone will contain 2 ounces of Petrosian Imperial Reserve caviar, which retails for just under $300 US. This luxury pizza, as it's called at Nino's Bellissima Pizzeria, will need to be ordered 24 hours in advance for customers willing to pay the price, as the caviar needs to be ordered in specially. Nino, who moved to New York from Albania 29 years ago, admits that some people will view this new extravagance as a publicity stunt. However, he believes there are plenty of cashed-up customers prepared to put their money where their mouth is. And where better to experiment with pizza than New York.
This is something very, very special for special occasion, and not for everyone out there, but definitely it's a lot of people that can afford it and they will come back.
Customer Laurie Irushalmi was offered a complimentary piece of the pizza. Salimaj owns 6 other high-scale Italian restaurants in New York City, and this new luxury pizza is now available for dinner only, with a complimentary glass of champagne. The Mediterranean metropolis of Valencia is the 3rd largest city of Spain, with a population of close to 1 million people. Its warm climate, winding streets and Gothic architecture make it a magnet for tourists looking to soak up Latin culture. It also boasts a vibrant nightlife, and for those seeking a little excitement and drama, the best time to visit Valencia is during the annual Las Fallas, or Festival of Fire in March, when the city is adorned with ninots, vast papier-mâché figures of politicians, film stars, bullfighters, and anyone of local, national or international notoriety. Although local neighbourhoods labour for months to create the statues, one of the highlights of Las Fallas Week is the burning of these monumental effigies. Within seconds, they're stuffed with fireworks and left to burn into the night. 300 firemen stand by at different points along Las Fallas route as these ephemeral figures are reduced to burning wrecks. A cruel but fascinating form of satire draws an emotional response from the locals. Burning effigies are not the only specialty during Las Fallas. Another highlight is the daily Mascleta, which takes place in the plaza at 2 p.m. A mass of fireworks explosions, rockets and firecrackers. Each day sees different neighbourhood groups competing for the most impressive display. Valencian people carefully plan this ritual for 12 months. For townsfolk, it's the expression of a unique kind of art. Yes, I like it very much, the Fallas of Valencia. Very beautiful. US tourists were also impressed.
Yes. It's totally different than anything we have in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
We've been hearing about Las Fallas since we got here in September, and we didn't know what to expect, and this is so much greater than we'd ever thought it could be.
Yeah.
Do you expect anything this big, spectacular?
No. I went to the museum at the beginning with the little ones, and I thought they were going to be like that, but then they were like, they put them up with cranes. I was like, okay. So yeah, it's really cool.
No one really knows the exact origin of the Fallas tradition. Some attribute it to a pagan celebration of ancient Rome. In Valencia these days, it's simply the celebration of St. Joseph's Day on March the 19th.